Hello, my dear students. Welcome to ASIT'S. Today we will do some NEET PYQs of ecosystem chapter. The first question is the primary producers of the deep sea hydrothermal vent ecosystem are option A green algae, option B chemosynthetic bacteria, C blue green algae, D coral reefs. Option B is the correct answer because chemosynthetic bacteria are the primary producers of the deep sea hydrothermal vent ecosystem. Next, question number 2. Which one of the following is a characteristic feature of cropland ecosystem? Cropland ecosystem is a man-made ecosystem. So, their least genetic diversity is found. So, option number D is the correct answer. Next question. Which one of the following will accelerate phosphorus cycle? Option A burning of fossil fuels, B volcanic activity, C withering of rocks, D rainfall and storms. So option number C is the correct answer, that is the withering of rocks will accelerate the phosphorus cycle. Next question, assertion reason type question. Assertion is the net primary productivity, that is NPP, is gross primary productivity minus respiration. That is true. NPP is GPP minus respiration. Reason, secondary productivity is produced by heterotrophs. It is also true because secondary productivity is produced by the consumers. So these are heterotrophs. So option number B is the answer, that is both assertion reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Both are true, but it is not the correct explanation. So option number B is the correct answer. Next question, question number 5. In the equation GPP, that is gross primary productivity minus R, is equals to NPP, net primary productivity. Here R that is respiratory loss है, रेस्पिरेटरी लॉस रे जोरा सब बॉडी रू रेस्पिरेशन ने लॉस हो जाउची एनर्जी सेगुरा होची जीपीपी रु जदि रेस्पिरेशन टाको आमे माइनस करिवा बा लॉस टाको माइनस करिवा, सो दैट इज नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी. Question number 6. The secondary productivity is the rate of formation of new organic matter by the consumers. Secondary productivity is the rate of production of organic matter by the heterotrophs or consumers. So option number A. 7. Given below two statements, there is two statements, that is statement 1 is decomposition is a process in which the detritus is degraded into simpler substances by microbes. That is true. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2. Decomposition is faster if the detritus is rich in lignin and chitin. That is false because decomposition is slower if the detritus is rich in lignin and chitin. Lignin and chitin are resistant materials. So if the detritus is rich in the resistant material, that is lignin and chitin, the decomposition rate is slow. So statement 2 is incorrect. So option number C is the correct answer, that is statement 1 correct but statement 2 incorrect. Next question, which one of the following processes during decomposition is correctly described? Which process is correctly described? Option A catabolism, last step in the decomposition. That is catabolism is not the last step of decomposition. So option number A is the incorrect. B leaching, the water soluble inorganic nutrients rise to the top layer of the soil. That is also false because water soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil horizon. Option number C, fragmentation carried out by organisms such as earthworm. That is true because the fragmentation is the making fragments of the detritus compounds, so carried out by organisms such as earthworms. Option number C is the correct answer and that is correctly described. 9. Both Hydrarch and Gerard's succession lead to. Hydrarch succession lead to watery environment, Gerard's succession lead to dry environment, because both Hydrarch and Gerard's succession that leads to medium water condition or mesic environment, that is medium water condition. Option number A is the correct answer. Next question, In relation to gross primary productivity and net primary productivity of an ecosystem, which one of the following statement is correct? Option number B is the answer, that is gross primary productivity is always more than net primary productivity, because gross primary productivity minus respiratory loss is net primary productivity. So that is gross primary productivity is more than net primary productivity. Option number B is the answer. Next question. Most animals that live in deep oceanic waters. The animals that live in deep oceanic waters, these are detritivores. 12. In an ecosystem, if the net primary productivity of the first trophic level is 100x kilocalorie meter to the power minus 2 year to the power minus 1, what would be the GPP of the third trophic level of the same ecosystem? Here the answer is C, that is 10x kilocalorie meter to the power minus 2 year to the power minus 1. Next, detritivores break down the detritus into smaller particle. That process is called as fragmentation, that is making fragments of the detritus compounds. Next question, question number 14. Identify the possible link capital A in the following food chain: plant, insect, frog, capital A, eagle. Here capital A is cobra or snake, that eaten of the frog and that also eaten by eagle. So option number C is the correct answer, that is cobra. 15. Match the trophic levels with their correct species examples in grassland ecosystem. That is fourth trophic level is goes to vulture, second trophic level goes to rabbit, first trophic level goes to grass, third trophic level goes to cow. So grass is eaten up by rabbit. Okay, grass is eaten up by rabbit, rabbit eaten up by crow, crow eaten up by vulture. Okay, option number A is the correct answer. 16. The amount of nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium present in the soil at any given time is known as standing state. The amount of nutrients, that is carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and calcium present in the soil at given time is known as standing state. Standing state is the amount of inorganic nutrients in an ecosystem. Which of the following ecological pyramid is generally inverted? Generally inverted. So option number A is the answer, pyramid of biomass in the sea or pyramid of biomass in aquatic ecosystem is generally inverted type. So option number A is the answer. 18. What type of ecological pyramid would be obtained with the following data? Secondary consumer 120 gram, primary consumer 60 gram, primary producer 10 gram. So inverted type of biomass, because the primary producer biomass is less and primary consumer biomass is also less. So primary producer biomass is much less, so that is inverted shape pyramid. Okay. 19. Identify the correct statement. Detritivores perform the fragmentation. The humus is further degraded by some microbes during mineralization. Water soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil and get precipitated as a process called leaching. Option number A, B, C are correct. D. The detritus food chain begins with living organism, that is false, because the detritus food chain begins with dead organic matter or the bacteria or fungus. Earthworms break down the detritus into smaller particles by the process of catabolism, that is false, by the process of fragmentation. Okay, D is false. So true is A, B, C only. Option number C is the correct answer. Match the following and select the correct option. Earthworm, succession, ecosystem service, population growth. So earthworm detritivore, succession, it is pioneer species. The pioneer species are the species which first inhabited in an area or a barren rock. So that is the bryophytes or lichens are the pioneer species. Ecosystem service, pollination, population growth, natality. So correct answer is option number D. Thank you.